Wow, the mentality monsters are back. Liverpool are back. I tell you what tells you everything you need to know about this Liverpool team, and that is, at the end, at the final whistle, Jurgen Klopp comes hurtling onto the pitch to seek out Divock Origi and bear hug him. And that tells you everything you need to know. You can talk about heat maps, forward passes, possession stats. None of it matters. All that matters is Liverpool won that game. After Chelsea, the league leaders at the time, lost earlier that day, nothing matters aside from 3 points. There is no good way of winning. There is no bad way of winning. All that had to happen is Liverpool secured the 3 points and they did it. It is huge. It is absolutely massive. And it looked like it was actually shaping up to be a missed opportunity by Liverpool. But this is why you can't write off this Liverpool team. This is why they are so strong, and this is why they are potentially going to win the league. It didn't look good for them at all. You know when Jota missed that chance? Happened probably about the hour mark. When Jota missed, I thought that could be it. You know, against his former club, you think he's going to have the bit between his teeth. He's got a point to prove, going back to Molineux. And he missed. And you sort of think, is it going to be one of those days? Is it going to be one of those moments? Pivotal season-defining moments? And that's actually what we got. It wasn't that chance, though. It came later. And it was obviously Divock Origi, or as Jurgen Klopp calls him, Divock Origi the legend. That is what he calls him. Origi the legend. Apparently, do you know what Jurgen Klopp said to Origi before sending him on? He just said, go on there and be Divock. Go on and be Divock. That's all he said. Proper coaching, that. You know that. I like it. It's so inspiring for a player to hear something like that from Klopp. Just go on there and be yourself. Do what you do. And that is exactly what he did. Do you know where I feel a little bit like football's not being completely kind? Origi's getting all the plaudits, and rightly so, rightly so. Origi's getting the plaudits. Jota's coming in for some headlines as well because of the miss. But do you know who's not getting any of the headlines? And the first touch alone deserves all the headlines. Mo Salah's assist. That first touch to take him beyond the defender. That was sensational. That was absolutely ridiculous. It was worthy of a goal. It is truly worthy of a goal. And look, Origi does what he does. Origi loves to score big, defining, heroic goals. Whether it's against Barcelona, whether it's against Tottenham in the European Cup final, the goal against Everton. I mean, there are shades of beginning to feel a bit that season, isn't it? It really is. But, I mean, you've just got to think that that was so big that maybe that goal, and maybe the touch by Salah and the finish by Origi, maybe that goal didn't only change the trajectory of that game. Obviously, it changed the game, but I wonder if it changed the entire momentum for the season. Is it that? Is it season defining? Is it the equivalent of that moment when Pickford hits it onto the bar and it falls and Origi knocks it in? Is it equivalent to that? Is it equivalent to when Chelsea went to Man City, went a goal behind and won the game 3-1, Willian scoring? And at that day, people realised Chelsea were going to win the league. Is it a moment like that? I'm beginning to think it is. When you consider that Chelsea were beaten earlier in the day by West Ham, Manchester City are who they are, but Liverpool were up against it. Their backs were against the wall, and they had to prove to us, to the world, and maybe even to themselves that they were capable of winning in a different way, having a variety of ways to win games. You know, it's all very well doing it in Europe, blowing your way past teams, steamrolling teams, somehow creating a 10-point lead in the Champions League in the group of death. That is how good this Liverpool team are. But what they did against Wolves was almost better. Not because it was better, but because it was different. And showing that they have a different style. I mean, a different way of winning. You know, rather than just blitzing teams into submission, they managed to just get there with persistence. You know, it's all very well relying on your free-flowing football and scoring goal after goal after goal. Sometimes these victories are more important. And this is very reminiscent for me of that 1920 season. It really is crucial victories being eked out. And I'll tell you what it's not. It's not down to luck and it's not down to fluke. It's down to brilliance. It's down to Jurgen Klopp. It's down to Mohamed Salah's first touch. And it is down to Origi, the legend, as Klopp so kindly calls him. The significance of the victory is huge as well. Wolves are wicked. Bruno Lage. Everyone takes a mick at the way I say that, by the way. Bruno Lage. Large and in charge. Done an amazing job. First goal they conceded for over 300, nearer to 400 in fact. I think it's about 370 minutes. That's how long they haven't conceded a goal for before that Origi goal went in. So it's a huge moment. That's also, for Liverpool, you know when I was saying it's a variety of wins, that's also the first time that Liverpool have failed to score 2 or more goals in 18 games. It's massive, isn't it? It really is. The other thing that we should acknowledge here, December, you could almost make a case for December being the month where titles are won and lost. Between the two periods, they always say, Christmas and Easter, it's when you win the league. And Liverpool's record in December is outrageous. They've lost just 1 of their 40 matches in December. And that one was the League Cup tie against Aston Villa when the senior team were playing out in Qatar. And they've basically fielded a team of children. This Liverpool team are for real. This Liverpool team are serious contenders. When you look at the way that they blitz past teams, there's a fear factor there. And it's when I compare it to, say, Chelsea. Chelsea just do not have that firepower. Chelsea could win the league, don't get me wrong. But the way that Chelsea will win the league is through defensive miserliness, through defensive stinginess, giving nothing away. You know, up until yesterday, I know they scored 3, but we'd only conceded 5 goals all season. That is how Chelsea could win the league. But what we do not have is the firepower, and I'm so envious of it for Liverpool. They are just a relentless juggernaut of a team. And with Jurgen Klopp, the spirit of Klopp, the way that the Liverpool fans reacted after the game, there is a belief. And I even think, look, Man City are my favourites for this league. I think City are truly sensational. And what Pep Guardiola has done with that team is nothing short of historic. But it's something about this Liverpool team. How they're going to cope, where this will be decided, is how they cope when Salah, Mane and Keita have to go and represent their international teams. But don't put anything past Klopp. An amazing day of football. And, gosh, it's a big day today ahead as well. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really wanted to talk about this. I'm intrigued to hear your thoughts. Do you agree with me? Are the mentality monsters back? Thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, please do me the honour, give it a like. Click subscribe because I adore the community that's being built here, and it would be my honour to welcome you into it. Until next time, my friends, just remember one thing. Go easy, step lightly, and stay free. Cheers.